Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I wanted to do an episode teaching everyone how to calculate volumetric weight in shipping. This is super important if you are shipping air freight and express shipments, specifically from China or anywhere actually in the world, and some sea shipments. We have a lot of customers that might not fully understand how it's calculated, and I really do recommend that you understand how it works just so that you can do a better job of calculating your costs and understanding your total landed cost for your products when you do import from China. So typically air freight and both express shipments, that means DHL, UPS, FedEx, and DPD, all use a calculation method of actual weight or volumetric weight, whichever is larger, to charge you. And so for air freight, the calculation is in centimeters, length times width times height divided by 6,000. And I'm going to put some numbers up on the screen so you can have a look. And we're going to use an example of a carton that's 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters by 60 centimeters and is 18 kilograms. So if you ship air freight and you multiply 50 by 50 by 60, you're going to get 25 kilograms of volumetric weight, and an 18 kilogram actual weight package is going to be charged as 25 when you do ship air freight. And if we use that same example for express shipments, so that's DHL, FedEx, or UPS, they do length times width times height in centimeters divided by 5,000. And so in this example, 50 times 50 times 60 divided by 5,000 is 30 kilograms. So in this example, they're going to charge you 30 kilograms of chargeable weight, even though the package only weighs 18 kilograms. Last method I want to teach you how to calculate is how to calculate CBM. CBM stands for cubic meters, and many shippers might use this method to charge you for LCL sea freight containers. And so to calculate CBM, we do the meter value, length times width times height, and that's how you get the CBM per carton. So if we take the same example, a 50 centimeter by 50 centimeter by 60 centimeter carton, you would do 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.6, and that's going to equal one carton is 0.15 CBM. So if you had 100 cartons in that shipment, your shipment volume is going to be 15 CBM or 15 cubic meters. So this is an important way that you understand how to calculate the volume of your shipment as well, if that's how your shipper is choosing to charge you. And for the last part, I just want to do a few tips. So my first tip is to ask your shipper what their shipment thresholds are to get a reduced shipment rate. So most shippers, it's usually 21 or 30 kilograms for air freight. So if you're above that threshold, your per kilogram rate will be much lower than it will if you're lower than 21 kilograms. So just keep that in mind, ask them, and plan your shipments so that you do reach those thresholds so you can get the lowest cost of shipping per unit in your landed cost. The second advice I have for you guys, or tip, is that to keep your cartons between 12 and 21 kg. And the reason is most of the shippers, whether it be UPS, FedEx, or DPD in Europe, for their freight services, they require that the master carton is above 12 kilograms but below 21. And so I think a good rule of thumb is to keep your master cartons between 12 and 16 kilograms, because generally most shippers will accept it. The carton won't be too small, it also won't be too big, and there won't be like any overage charges, and most warehouses as well will accept that size carton. It won't be too heavy. So just keep that in mind and tell your factory when you are doing the manufacturing that that's kind of the range that you'd like the master carton to be in when production's finished. Okay, the next tip is if you have a high volume shipment, the volume is much higher than the weight, then we do recommend that you use air freight instead of express, because the amount of kilograms that they charge you on the bill will be much lower, and essentially your bill will also be lower. So keep that in mind. Also, if you do have super heavy freight, remember to ask your freight company if they can give you a discount on air freight. Sometimes very heavy freight that doesn't take up a lot of volume, there's room for them to give you a slight discount, and it's worth your time to ask them. And the last recommendation I have is just be cognizant of how long the longest side of the package is. A lot of shippers, as well as Amazon, have a limit to how long the package is, and if it exceeds that length, then they'll charge an oversized fee. So ask your shipper if there's any of those restrictions. And specifically for people that do ship to Amazon, if it's a standard size product, Amazon says that your carton's longest side cannot exceed 25 inches. So if it does exceed that, Amazon's going to give you some issues when you inbound the products, and just make sure to let your factory know so they don't make the carton too big. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If you did like it, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.